What's up nerds, Steph here, and today I want to review season 4 of Orange is the New Black. The newest season of Orange is the New Black just came out on Netflix and I binge watched it until my eyes went cross-eyed. But that also might have just been from crying so much. We all know Orange is the Black isn't like a twinkly skipping through the fields, the hills are alive with the sound of music kind of happy fest, but it's always had its uplifting moments, and even in the darkest depths of the Litchfield prison, the women have always had something to hold on to. But in season 4, that is so not the case. This is probably the most upsetting season of any TV show I have ever seen. All I wanted to do after finishing this season was just get drunk off my ass and forget about the real world. It was bad. And by it was bad, I mean it was so good. After 3 seasons, hope is kind of withering away. After 3 seasons, hope in this show is kind of withering away. The reality of the prisoners' situations is revealing itself, and the permanence of the effects of these horrible, horrible instances is showing. Season 4 of Orange is the New Black is a real smack in the face. Pretty much saying, hey, wake the fuck up and look around. And if you watched season 4, you were probably amazed at what you saw. Now this is a totally spoiler-free review, but if you have not seen seasons 1, 2, and 3, I would probably go away now because I might touch on some of that stuff. Season 4 follows a similar layout to the previous seasons. We're following along the girls at Litchfield, we're getting flashbacks of their lives and kind of getting pieces put together of their origins and who they are as people, but this season seems to be a little bit less about the individual and more about the whole. The main theme of this season is power and consent. There are a lot of things going on, but I think consent and the balance of power and struggling with those two things kind of is what holds this all together. It would be really stupid to tell you that this season has nothing to do with what's going on in the real world, because it does. This season contains a lot of instances that allude to the stuff happening with police brutality, and I'm sure you know all about that. Now, the show has already attacked a few scenarios concerning corrupt power figures, considering the entire prison has been run by pretty corrupt people, and then there's Pensatucky's past experiences with rape, Daya's relationship with her runaway baby daddy. The list goes on and on and on. This isn't a new idea. But this season just brings that idea to an entirely larger scale. In season 4, Litchfield introduces a new handful of guards that are sent there to keep the inmates in check. And they're less like the somewhat tolerable guards from past seasons and more like the Dementors of Azkaban. They will suck out your soul. These guards gave me so much dread. Like, just watching them and seeing them on the screen made me literally cringe. At first, it felt like they were almost too cruel to be real, and I was like, this feels a little bit forced. But when you realize that there are actually people like that in the world, the reality of it kind of hits you. These inmates could have very well been treated like this, and that is an awful realization. Because over the past few seasons, we have grown to love these characters. You know their stories, where they came from, what they like, what they don't like, and we love them. Well, some of them. Some of them I would like to push out of a building, but that's another story. The point is, the show has created this little world where we get to see into the windows of all these people's lives. And since our view is from the inside of this prison, we get to see them the way that they see them. The inmates call the prison the inside, like it's some little world just for them. It's not prison, it's their world. It's where they live, it's where they have to live. They would go crazy if they didn't think of it as their own little world. For some of them, it's all they know. And we as viewers get kind of sucked into that. So when these new guards come in and harass the characters that we love, I kind of realized how hopeless they are. These women have absolutely no power. Sure, they may hold power over each other and they might have some sort of hierarchy system worked out, but in the grand scheme of things, they are nothing. And it is absolutely heartbreaking watching them experience and realize and acknowledge this fact. It sucks watching these guards constantly harass them and do unspeakable things to them. Like, seriously, just watch and you will see what I mean. It made me literally sick. Now Red, who's probably one of my favorite characters in the show, she's like a badass mafia mom who I kinda wish was my own mom, who would like cook me dinner and then kick people's asses when I asked her to. But I digress. She said something in the beginning of the series to Healy that I think totally speaks volumes. She says, there is no such thing as a consensual relationship between a prisoner and a guard. Preach, sister. I swear sometimes Red is the only one who makes sense. While the ongoing issue of the guards harassing the prisoners is going on, we also get this parallel story between Pensatucky and Coates, the guard who raped her in season 3. I won't go into spoiler details, but watching the emotional aftermath unfold between them is truly heartbreaking and totally brilliant. The actors and the writers brought that to life on screen in a way that I have never seen before. This entire season has so many conflicts involving the balance of power and consent. We have the guards exchanging sexual favors with inmates for drugs. We have Judy King, the cooking personality who was arrested in the previous season, implementing her celebrity power to get what she wants in the prison. And we have the guards giving this terrible, terrible, unspeakable unspeakable, cruel, and unusual punishment to the inmates. While this is all happening, we also have the events unfolding from the end of season 3. And if you forget, which I don't know how you could possibly forget because Orange is the New Black is so good at giving you terrible cliffhangers. It ended with Alex being confronted by the man who sought to kill her, and now I won't ruin that for you, but the consequences of that scene are pretty much a story throughout this entire season. And that's a totally different story that just left me sitting on the couch cringing and being terrified for everyone's lives. I was in suspense like every second. This season kinda gave me whiplash. If anything, this season is thrilling in an emotional sense. By this point in the story, we care so much about these characters, and we can kinda look past the fact that they're criminals and they've committed crimes and see them as just people. Unlike the guards who see them from a sort of outsider's perspective. What's weird about this season is that it felt totally hypnotizing. Kind of slow, kind of quiet, sometimes kind of uneventful, but the emotions were so raw and the situations were so sickening that I felt my stomach tying in knots and I just couldn't look away. I wouldn't really consider the experience enjoyable, but I wouldn't really tell anyone not to watch it because it's brilliant. This is absolutely the show's darkest season. The beginning is unsettling, the ending is heartbreaking, everything in between is a struggle. The season is almost at a loss for hope and watching it is painful at best, but it's also probably one of the best seasons yet. It's hard to compare season 4 to the lighthearted innocence of season 1, and the fact that I'm calling season 1 lighthearted and innocent kind of should give you a good idea of what season 4 is like, but it's almost an entirely different show. At this point in the story, this prison has changed these people. The character development is fantastic, and the love that we hold for these characters is amazing. I'm sorry that this review is a lot more serious than my other reviews, but the topic here is very important. Power struggles are a real thing. Consent is important and should not be questioned. This season brings to light a very serious problem and addresses it in very real ways. I would highly suggest this season to anyone. And if you're worried, it does still have its happy moments. It's not all bad. There were many moments where I laughed and I smiled and I cheered on my favorite characters, but this season is an intense, brutal force, and I truly found it astounding. Anyways, I'm gonna go watch SpongeBob SquarePants or something to lighten my mood. If you watch season 4, let me know in the comments below so we can talk about it because I would really love to talk about this more. Feel free to message me on Twitter. I don't care. I just want to talk about it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. If you haven't yet, I honestly, truly recommend watching Orange is the New Black. It is a fantastic show. Until next time, I am Steph Koza, and this is Rated N.